Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my second speech. I think it's my fourth time that I've been here, and I just throw myself under the bus and just keep coming out. It's the easiest way to progress, I think. My speech is Rescuing the Rescuer, and the reason behind it is a few weeks ago at work I went to the works do. The excuses I was giving to try and get out of it weren't good enough, and the company boss was like, "No, you are coming." I was like, "Yeah, but I need to do this." "No, that's not good enough." And after a week, in the end, I caved and I went. And the reason was, it turned out that out of 200 people in the company, I won some award. I got a big silver placard that goes on the wall at work. I said to the boss, "I'd rather have it on a gold chain around my neck." That's probably going to be. But some people really knew that I won the award. Just quickly, people may not be aware, a few weeks ago I'd done the icebreaker speech, which I absolutely love doing, and my reason for doing it was because June, not last year but the year before, I rolled out of bed a couple of months before my 40th birthday, and I'd lost all my sight overnight. So it's not what you expect. I was expecting to, I was looking at a midlife crisis Porsche with my kids, and they were like, "Dad, you can't get that." And I'm like, I'm going to get it. And 8 weeks later, I had a white stick and a blind person's bus pass. But I'm not here for pity or anything. I think I use Postmaster, to be honest, as therapy. Chatting to you guys. When I chat to the wife, I kind of get beaten down, and I have to do a lot of listening. People are listening to it. Right, I brought two props with me, just to keep me on track. So that's the award that they gave me for the mantelpiece. And the funny thing is, they've given a blind guy a clear trophy that I can't possibly read unless I hold it up against the black door, and then it's a win-win, I can see. So that's what I've got. Right. And this is my old work hat. Rescuing the Rescuer. Right, I was a rescue specialist. I'm aware that I do speak slightly quick, and when I come here, all the comments and critique things that you guys give each other, I do read, but admittedly, when you guys had written it so small, I couldn't read it. It was a nightmare. And it's like tonight, I'm sat in the corner and people are looking at me, and Nat's looking at me as if to say, "Why aren't you writing?" I have to write with like a felt tip pen, because I can't read it, or I can't see what I'm writing. It's a bit of a nightmare. So, I come from a completely different industry. There's all these different industries around that you would never expect. And I was an industrial climber that specialised in welding in confined spaces and hazardous and toxic environments. And I was one of the guys that always led my team. And a lot of the guys you'll find all very military, because when you're putting guys in a role where their lives depend on it, I'd have to put some of the guys at ease and say, "Look, don't worry, no matter what happens, this is the plan, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. I will get you out." And for that reason, a lot of the guys, including myself at the time, were very well paid. But things change, and that's no longer the case. Now I've got an office job, and I live like a normal person, no longer a pop star, shot in the globe. There's only one job that I really turned down, and you would never ever think these jobs exist. It was a job, a nuclear reactor diver, because some things computers can do a lot, and software, but sometimes it boils down to individuals doing the job. And for me, I don't really suffer from a fear of confined space, a fear of heights, a fear of darkness. It makes no difference. Until you meet my wife, you'll realise, that's where the real fear lies. And that's where my motivation comes from. It used to be, I have to go and tell the wife I can't do it. It doesn't work, it doesn't stack up. A bit like my boss. So I used to travel around doing that sort of stuff. But the thing is, when I lost my sight, I kind of fell off the radar, and I had to stop doing what I was doing. I had to phone work and just say, "Look, I can't do it anymore." I had to explain why. So I kind of stayed at home for the next 5 months, learned to use a computer again. What I should have said was, for those people that don't realise, it's obvious I can see. I can see some. I'm not walking around like a Jedi thinking, I'm feeling the force. Okay? Only 3% of people that are on the National Blind Register are completely blind. And some of the guys I've met, you can't believe their stories. One example, a guy was driving past a girl getting beaten up. He stopped to get out, grabbed the guy then tried to gouge his eyes out. And he's now blind. And you just think, Jesus, that's unreal. How do you live like that? He got out to do the right thing. Any of us would do it. And his life was just changed from that second on. But I'm not here to talk about those guys. Some of the guys I meet, but the guys I meet, they're not all like the adverts you see on TV. No, double changed my life. You know, it's so sad. There are guys out there, a bit like myself, that are our perspectives changed, but my view on life hasn't. You've got to get out there. You've got to try. You've got to put yourself out there. Tomorrow I'm going to Toastmasters in Victoria. They meet every week on a Tuesday. I just thought, you know, any way to improve is to get out there, see guys doing it, and get some constructive criticism, which is why I've got the camera. And a lot of the times, you know, my wife will watch and go, really? Look at the state of it, you know. It's not ideal. Right, so that's the helmet, and that's what I've done. So I sat at home for 5 months, learned to use a computer, learned to use a phone. Brilliant. These are all little things that you take for granted. But in the modern day lifestyle, they are key instruments. And you really, your phone is such a huge part of your life. And when you can't use it, it just changes things. But I will tell you that now I can't use my phone outside. All I see is the top of people's heads, and people don't talk. Now I just chat to everyone. I don't care. It changes things. Right. So this award, I got it, and the reason behind it was there was a girl at work, and she was crying, and I went over and said, you know, what's the problem? All the women would flock around her, and she said, my son's being bullied. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to move him to a different school. She went, but I've already done it. I can't work out what to do. And I said, well, you may take him to boxing or something. And the thing is, you all laugh and look at me, but I used to do boxing for the army. I won army boxing. I was army boxing championship champion, light welter, and as I grew older, from 15 to 18, I just put on weight and got bigger. So I took him to karate, which was brilliant. I just never get enough time. So I'm going to wrap it up real quick. So I took him to karate and everything, and it was brilliant. And because she never had a lot of money, we went from class to class, because every time you go somewhere, you get a free lesson. So we've done Kung Fu. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Next week, we've done Judo. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Next week, we've done Taekwondo. And because I've done it before, I know the stupid questions to walk in. I'll walk in and say, where do we pick up the nunchucks? And people look at me as if to say, man, he's a fool. I don't even tell them I'm blind. This guy's a buffoon. So we've done that. So when I got told that I was up for this award, I was actually disappointed, but I didn't want to. How can I stand up in front of 200 people and say, I'm not really bothered about this, I'm not really fussed about it? Because all these people had voted for me. So, the reason for me for voting for my friend Danny George was because I believed he was the guy that rescued me. Because when I fell off the radar, and all my friends, you don't realise this, but all the people that you think would be there, all your friends, your colleagues, your mates, because all my colleagues were actually my social circle, and I've fallen by the wayside. I didn't wake up with a gambling problem or a drug problem. You know, there's all these different things. I just simply woke up. I never changed, but my perspective did. So I just have to kind of live with it. And I consider Danny George to be the man that rescued me, because there's only so much. You know, homes under the hammer, bargain hunt. You know, 4 in a bed, all these sort of things. I'm an expert on those, but it's not a great lifestyle. Some it might be for me, it's not. So I'm going to wrap it up there because I'm aware that I'm over time. I've spoken as fast as I can to cover as much as possible. I'll let you know how I get on tomorrow in London, and thank you ever so much for your time.